Welcome to week number 8 of the Acadiana Postgame High School Football Forecast. With only 3 weeks left in the regular season, we have teams trying to lock up their district and others trying to play spoilers. Before we get into your massive matchups for the week, let's look back at our Players of the Week from week 7. We have a stacked slate of stars this week, so we'll start with the winner of our Twitter poll, STM wide receiver Griffin Hebert. The Louisiana Tech wide receiver showed off his skills with 3 touchdowns against Comeaux, and when you throw in the fact that he was coming off a hamstring injury and battling a stomach virus, that's absolutely ridiculous, Griffin. Up next, we have Elijah Mitchell from Erath. I've been talking about him all season long, and he did not disappoint in week 7. He had 6 total touchdowns. Yep, count them, 6. 3 on the ground, 2 receiving, and he even tossed a touchdown. Pretty sure he refilled the water bottles and cleaned the locker room too. Dude does everything. Then we have Zach Clement from LCA. The Knights QB posted 426 total yards and 6 touchdowns, leading the Knight train all over District 7-1A. That team is dangerous, and Zach Clement is the reason why. Last but not least, the people were screaming from the mountaintops for me to mention Travis Acham from Jennings, and all he did was run for 271 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's not just one of the best running backs in the state, he's one of the best running backs in the country, and one of the reasons that Jennings is 7-0 to start the season. Now let's get into your matchups of the week, where we have district titles on the line. You guys probably already guessed my first game of the week. It's St. Thomas More versus Teurlings. This rivalry matchup is always huge, but this time it means even more for District 4-4A. After the Cougars beat Comeaux, one win over Teurlings would put them in the driver's seat to clinch the district title. Nate Cox is poised to go over 2,000 yards in this game, and with Griffin Hebert back, the Cougars are flat out scary offensively. Speaking of a scary player, Hayden Cantrell, the Teurlings quarterback, is rested and relaxed and coming back from a rib injury. These two teams are ready to throw down, and if STM wins, they could walk away with the district title, but Teurlings does not want to let them do that. Coming up next, we have another matchup with huge implications for district play. In game number 2, we have the Comeaux Spartans versus the Barbe Buccaneers. Barbe is 1 2-point conversion against Acadiana away from an undefeated season, and they would love to have their name be thrown back in the ring for the District 3-5A title. With Kirkland Banks at running back and Gavin Nettles at QB, they can throw a ton of points up on the board. But so can Comeaux. They're coming off of a 52-0 spanking of St. Martinville, where Tiki Pasquale and their offensive line ran all over the Tigers. Comeaux's looking to play in the playoffs, and with a win over Barbe, that would be a lot of power points to help their seeding. Next up, game number 3, where we only have 1 loss between our 2 teams. For game number 3, it's about time I show some love to the Catholic High New Iberia Panthers. They're taking on an Opelousas Catholic team that only has 1 loss this season too, and that loss comes to the absolutely terrifying Notre Dame Pioneers. No shame in that loss. But getting back to the Panthers, they're 7-0 and averaging 54 points a game. Yeah, they're downright scary when you consider their defense is holding people to 12 points too. You have Diallo Landry at quarterback, Ben Landry at running back, and Jaden Stokes, who can basically do it all on the football field. The Panthers would love to shake things up in District 5-2A, and they're already racking up some points for the playoffs too. Now remember, you can listen to some games on Town Square Media, as we'll have the Lafayette High Mighty Lions on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. You're going to have the Acadiana Wreckin' Rams on ESPN 1420. Your St. Martin Parish Game of the Week on Planet Radio 105.1 will feature the St. Martinville Tigers. And then, can't forget about the Ascension Episcopal Blue Gators on Talk Radio 960 as they try to move to 8-0. Remember, high school football lives at AcadianaPostgame.com.